The great shift has already started quietly in the places you cannot see. You may think life is standing still, but beneath the surface, something powerful is rearranging itself for your highest good. Everything you have lost was never wasted. Every tear, every silence, every unanswered prayer was shaping you for this exact moment, tomorrow morning, 6 October. The change will not come with noise, but with presence. You will wake up and feel something different in the air, as if life itself took a deep breath and decided to begin again. This is the point where the energy turns. You have walked through endings, through confusion, through days that felt like they had no meaning. But that was the part of your story that was meant to break the old patterns. When the old breaks, the new can finally breathe. You are stepping into a field where the universe no longer asks you to chase, but to receive. The great shift means you no longer need to fight the current. It means the current is now carrying you forward. Every person, every situation, every opportunity that fell away was part of a divine clearing. You were being separated from everything that could not grow with you. The losses were not rejection. They were direction. The doors that closed were protecting your timing. You may not have seen it, but that the path was being corrected for something greater. And tomorrow morning, 6th October, that correction begins to show itself. The pieces that once felt scattered will start aligning again. You will see signs of movement, small yet undeniable. This moment is not about waiting anymore. It is about awakening. You are standing in the doorway of your own transformation. The shift that has been building inside you is now rising to the surface. It is not coming from outside. It is coming from the strength you built while walking through the dark. You learned patience. You learned silence. You learned how to stand still when everything around you was falling apart. And because of that, tomorrow morning, 6 October, you will not just receive, you will recognize it. You will recognize that everything that left made room for what truly belongs. The great shift is the return of energy back to balance. Life always compensates. What you gave, what you endured, what you sacrificed, all of it is coming back, not as it was, but in higher form. You are not returning to the old version of life. You are entering a refined one. This is the rebirth of your focus, your peace, your purpose. The universe does not forget effort, and tomorrow morning marks the start of its repayment. Do not doubt how quiet this change may feel. Great transformations rarely announce themselves. They happen in silence, in awareness, in stillness. But if you look closely, you will see signs. The way a message reaches you at the right time, the way peace suddenly replaces fear, the way your heart feels lighter without reason. That is the sign that alignment is here. It is the beginning of a new order. You are not the same person who faced those losses. You have learned to release control. You have learned that sometimes losing is a form of gaining. When the heart breaks, it expands. When things fall apart, the spirit grows wider. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, life begins to mirror that new expansion. The energy that once felt blocked will start flowing. People, ideas, and moments that match your growth will begin to appear naturally. Nothing forced, nothing chased, only attracted. The universe rewards readiness, and you are now ready. The great shift does not come to those who cling to the past. It comes to those who have learned to let go. By releasing what no longer serves you, you have silently invited what was truly meant for you. That is the hidden wisdom behind every loss. It was never about punishment. It was about preparation. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, the preparation ends and the purpose begins. Everything you lost will now serve as the foundation for your rise. Every ending has built within it the energy of rebirth. Life was only waiting for your inner alignment to match your outer destiny. That match happens now. Feel it in your breathing, in your thoughts, in the calm that will visit you tonight. By morning, something inside you will shift. The pain that once felt heavy will start to turn into understanding. The confusion will start to reveal its design. This is not a coincidence. It is the divine rhythm of renewal. You are not entering a new day, you are entering a new dimension of yourself. The universe operates on timing, and 6th of October holds that vibration of return, not of the old, but of the refined, the elevated, the destined. Everything that once seemed lost was only waiting for this alignment. So as the night turns to morning, understand this. You have already crossed the invisible bridge. You are no longer who you were yesterday. You are becoming the version of yourself that loss prepared you to be. You will not wake up to the same reality. You will wake up to a softer, stronger, more centered one. Tomorrow morning, 6th of October, is not just another sunrise. It is the turning of your personal tide. The great shift is not about waiting for miracles. It is about realizing that you are one. You are the evidence of endurance. You are the proof of transformation. And as the sun rises, life will begin to return everything that matches your new energy. What was once missing will start to reappear in ways you didn't expect. Peace will return. Love will return. Confidence will return. Purpose will return. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, will be the beginning of that return. The quiet yet unstoppable movement of everything that was meant to find you, finding its way home. Everything that was taken from you had purpose. What you lost was never random. It was meant to guide you, to awaken you, to realign your path toward what truly belongs to your spirit. Sometimes, life removes what your heart tries to hold on to because destiny knows you're meant for something higher. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, you will begin to understand this truth that nothing was taken to harm you. Everything was shifted to help you rise. When the old left, it was not rejection, it was redirection. Every closed door carried a message that your energy had outgrown that space. The universe could no longer allow you to stay small. The pain of loss was a tool. It pushed you forward when comfort would have kept you trapped. You may not have seen it then, but each ending was quietly making room for a better beginning. That beginning starts unfolding tomorrow morning, 6th October. You have been walking through a season of removal, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being cleaned. The universe clears before it blesses. When the path is full of noise, it cannot carry clarity. The people who left, the situations that collapsed, the moments that broke you, they all carried lessons that were needed to prepare you. Each loss was a teacher, and every teaching was leading you toward alignment. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, the lessons begin to reveal their meaning. The truth is, what left was never the real loss. The real loss would have been you staying stuck in something that didn't serve your growth. Life knew that, even if you didn't. So it rearranged your path. You may have felt abandoned, but in truth, you were being guided. You were being moved to higher ground. You were being asked to trust something you couldn't yet see. And tomorrow morning, 6th October, the unseen becomes visible. You will begin to feel the energy of things returning, not as they were, but as they were always meant to be. The alignment of destiny doesn't happen by accident. It happens through awareness, through surrender, through faith. You have walked through the hard part, the emptiness, the confusion, the silence. Those moments shaped your inner strength. They taught you to listen to yourself, to depend on your own light. They forced you to stop searching for validation from broken places. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, marks the moment that inner work begins to manifest in your outer world. This is the shift from loss to alignment. It is where you begin to see why things unfolded the way they did. What seemed like chaos was precision. What seemed like failure was foundation. You were being rebuilt from within. The universe didn't want to destroy you, it wanted to purify you. Everything that left had served its purpose. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, you will feel the release. The heaviness will lift because the lesson has been learned. You no longer need to fight what's gone. You only need to allow what's coming. The alignment is already set in motion. You are stepping into a version of your life that matches your growth, not your past. This is why loss had to happen, so that you could stop holding what was no longer aligned. You can only receive what you are ready to hold, and now you are ready. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, life begins to meet you where your spirit stands, in truth, in strength, in awareness. The universe always balances energy. When you give from the right place, it always returns multiplied. What you lost emotionally, financially, spiritually, it is on its way back, but purer, clearer, more fitting for who you have become. Do not look for it where you left it. It will not come from the old paths. It will find you in the new one. That is alignment. And that alignment begins tomorrow morning, 6 October. This moment in time is your reminder that nothing was wasted. Every delay served direction. Every ending taught you something your next chapter will need. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. Life has been rearranging its timing to meet your new vibration. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, you begin to see the evidence. The right people start appearing, opportunities start unfolding, and peace begins to replace fear. You are entering the space of return. But this return is not about getting back what you lost in form. It's about receiving what you gained in growth. The version of you that exists now is stronger, more aware, more balanced. You no longer chase. You attract. You no longer beg. You align. You no longer question why things ended. You understand they had to. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, that understanding will turn into peace, and that peace will draw in everything meant for you. The great shift is happening within you. The outside world will begin to mirror your inner transformation. You are no longer moving from reaction. You are moving from intention. The alignment that comes after loss is deep and quiet, but unstoppable. You will see it in how your energy changes. You will feel lighter, more focused, more sure of your steps. Tomorrow morning, 6 October, will carry that energy. The energy of a person who has stopped resisting and started allowing. This is the reward of release. When you stop fighting to hold on to what is leaving, you open your hands for what is arriving. And what is arriving is not a replacement. It's a realization. You will understand why things had to unfold this way. You will see that nothing was taken. Everything was rearranged. Tomorrow morning, 6 October, life begins to show you that rearrangement. The past that once confused you will suddenly make sense. The pain that once broke you will now feel like a teacher you respect. Every step, every loss, every silence, it was sacred preparation. You were never being delayed, you were being positioned. The alignment that begins tomorrow morning is not just about external blessings, it's about internal awakening. You will walk differently, speak differently, think differently, because you will know what you lost was only making space for what was always yours. And as the sun rises on the 6th October, you will rise with it, no longer waiting for alignment, but being it. Divine timing has its own rhythm. It does not rush, and it never delays. It moves with precision, waiting for the exact moment when your energy, your lessons, and your readiness align. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, is that moment. The time you have been waiting for is not coming, it is already here. What you have prayed for, worked for, cried for is beginning to take shape. You are stepping into the hour where waiting transforms into receiving. This is the shift between preparation and manifestation, between the silent building and the visible unfolding. You have walked through long nights wondering when it would be your time. You watched others move ahead while your path stayed still. You questioned why your efforts seemed invisible. But divine timing was not denying you, it was refining you. The delay was not absence, it was alignment. The universe was orchestrating details you could not yet see, preparing circumstances that needed maturity before they could meet you. Everything was being arranged in the background, and now the background is stepping into the light. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, that hidden alignment begins to show itself in real time. You will start to sense movement where there was stagnation. Things that once resisted will begin to flow. Doors that stayed closed will suddenly open, not because they changed, but because you did. You have reached the frequency that matches what you desire. Divine timing responds only when you become equal to your intention. That is why nothing arrived earlier. You had to grow into what you were asking for. The growth is complete now, and that's why tomorrow morning, 6th October, the cycle shifts from waiting to witnessing. When divine timing activates, it happens quietly but powerfully. There is no explosion, only realization. You will wake up and feel something different, a clarity, a calm strength, a knowing that what's coming cannot be stopped. That knowing is the first sign of manifestation. The energy will feel aligned, the confusion will fade, and your actions will carry new weight. You will speak differently, walk differently, and decide differently because the time of uncertainty is over. The universe is no longer testing you, it is trusting you. And that trust begins to reveal itself tomorrow morning, 6th of October. The waiting season was sacred. It was not wasted time. It was the time where you learned endurance, patience, and faith. You were being trained to hold peace without proof, to stand firm without evidence, to believe even when nothing moved. That was divine timing teaching you stability. If blessings come before you are stable, they collapse under pressure. The weight built your foundation. Now, that foundation is ready to carry the weight of what's returning. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, marks the first day where you will stand on that foundation and see the reward of that patience. This is not random, it is designed. Every delay, every rejection, every silence was a note in a larger song. The universe was composing a rhythm that matches your evolution. If things had arrived earlier, they would have slipped through your fingers. You needed time to become the person who could hold what was meant for you. Now you are ready, and divine timing is moving with you instead of against you. That is why tomorrow morning, 6th October, carries power. It is the meeting point of divine order and human readiness. You no longer need to chase. What belongs to you is already moving closer. You will feel it in conversations that appear out of nowhere, in opportunities that feel too precise to be coincidence. This is not luck, it is timing. When the universe begins to move, it rearranges everything in your favor. The same places that once rejected you will remember your name. The same paths that seemed blocked will now open with ease. The shift happens because your vibration matches the moment. Tomorrow morning, 6 October, that vibration reaches its highest point. You have stepped out of waiting for the future and into alignment with the now. This is where miracles unfold, not through control, but through surrender. Divine timing was never about delay, it was about synchronization. It waited for you to become aware, to stop forcing, to stop fearing, to start trusting. That trust is your bridge into the new. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, you cross that bridge, leaving behind the weight of doubt and stepping into the light of certainty. What was once delayed is now being delivered. The energy of waiting is transforming into fulfillment. You will not need to ask how. The how is already in motion. The plan that once felt scattered will begin to make sense. You will see how the long silence was protecting your development. You will realize that divine timing never forgot you. It was simply building what you were not yet ready to receive. Now that you are ready, the delivery is instant. The first signs of it will unfold tomorrow morning, 6 October, as a new calm, a new sign, a new opportunity that feels like destiny opening its door. This moment carries a simple truth. When it's time, everything moves effortlessly. The resistance disappears. The confusion fades. The right people show up without being called. That is the flow of divine timing, smooth, certain, and unstoppable. You are entering that flow now. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, is not just another date. It is the marker of a turning point, the moment where everything hidden begins to reveal itself. All that you have waited for, all that you have dreamed of, is beginning to align with your path. You have reached the season where faith turns into vision. No more waiting, no more delay, no more wondering when. The when is now. The how is unfolding. The where is exactly where you stand. Divine timing has caught up with your life, and tomorrow morning, 6th October, will prove it through signs, clarity, and movement. Everything that was meant for you is finding you, not by chance, but because it's finally time. Everything you thought was gone is on its way back, but not as it left you. Life does not take without the intention to return. It reshapes, it refines, and then it restores. What you lost is returning in higher form, clearer, stronger, purer. The universe does not forget, it balances. It remembers what you gave, what you endured, what you released. And tomorrow morning, 6th October, the balance begins to reveal itself. The energy that once felt scattered will find its way back to you. The restoration has already started, quietly, invisibly, and perfectly timed. You have walked through seasons that stripped away what you thought you needed. People left, plans broke, paths ended. It felt like loss, but it was only transformation. The old versions of your blessings had to dissolve so that new, stronger forms could emerge. Every loss was a seed. Every heartbreak planted something that would grow in time. Now, that time has arrived. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, those seeds begin to rise through the soil of your patience. The energy of restoration is not loud. It does not come with noise or drama. It comes with realization. You will wake up and feel peace where pain used to live. You will notice that you no longer crave what once hurt you. That is restoration. It begins inside you before it appears outside you. The universe always heals from the inside out. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, your inner healing begins to show its reflection in your outer world. This is not just about getting back what you lost. It's about receiving what you became. The person you are now has earned a new level of abundance. You are not the same soul who once begged for understanding. You have learned detachment. You have learned endurance. You have learned to trust timing even when it hurt. Those lessons have built a new version of you, one that attracts differently, one that holds blessings with peace, not fear. The restoration that begins tomorrow morning, 6th October, matches that new strength. The universe never leaves emptiness unfilled. Where something left, something better must arrive. Energy cannot vanish, it transforms. What once drained you will now empower you. What once felt impossible will now flow naturally. This is how divine balance works. It restores by evolution. You do not get back what you lost in its old form. You get it back purified. That is what makes this moment sacred. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, life begins to return everything that aligns with your growth, not your pain. The energy of return is not about compensation. It is about correction. It corrects the imbalance between what you gave and what you received. It brings justice to the soul. All the love you poured into people who could not hold it, all the effort you gave to things that fell apart, all the faith you kept alive through disappointment, none of it vanished. It has been gathering, waiting for your heart to be ready to receive it back in full. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, the universe begins to release that stored energy into your life. You will feel it first as lightness, then as alignment. Situations will begin to move with less resistance. You will notice doors open that used to stay closed. You will meet people who mirror your healed energy, not your wounded one. This is restoration. It's not random luck, it's spiritual order. The universe mirrors your vibration, and your vibration, after all the lessons and losses, is now pure. It's ready. That readiness is why tomorrow morning, 6th October, holds power. Restoration is not given to those who still mourn the past. It comes to those who have made peace with it. When you stopped fighting what left, you signaled to the universe that you were ready for what's next. That single shift from resistance to acceptance is what unlocked the return. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, is the moment where that acceptance turns into manifestation. The moment when letting go becomes receiving. The moment where loss turns into learning and learning turns into blessing. You must understand that nothing in your journey was wasted. Even the hardest moments carried wisdom. Every disappointment built depth. Every ending taught you detachment. You have been shaped by divine design. Now, The energy you released through pain is finding its way home, healed, transformed, magnified. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, marks the start of that homecoming. What belongs to you will find its way back, not because you chase it, but because you have become the version of yourself who attracts it. The restoration process may not happen in a single moment, but the energy shift begins instantly. The first sign is peace. Peace means alignment. Peace means the battle is over. You will feel that tomorrow morning, 6th October. The restless thoughts will quiet. The inner tension will dissolve. You will wake up lighter, aware that something invisible has turned in your favor. That is how restoration begins, not with a sound, but with a knowing. Everything that left was preparing to return differently. The same love will come back through new people. The same dreams will come back with new opportunities. The same purpose will come back with deeper clarity. You are not going backward. You are being restored forward. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, is not a return to the old. It is the start of a new cycle built on the lessons of everything you have lived. This is the energy of completion, where the cycle of loss finally closes. You are walking into the season of recompense. You are stepping into the balance that life owes to the patient, the faithful, the ones who did not give up when it made no sense to continue. You are one of them. You stayed, you trusted, you grew. Now the universe responds. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, that response begins. So as the dawn rises, let the old stay at rest. Do not look back. Do not reach for what once hurt. Look ahead. Your restoration is already moving toward you. Everything that was once broken is finding its way back to you whole. Everything that left your hands is returning to your heart. The universe is balancing what was uneven, healing what was cracked, and returning what is rightfully yours. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, the restoration begins, and nothing can stop it. Faith is the bridge that carries you from loss to restoration, from darkness to light, from waiting to receiving. It is invisible, yet it holds the power to move mountains. When everything else falls away, faith remains. It becomes your compass, your strength, your quiet fire. And tomorrow morning, 6th October, life will begin to show you what faith has been building all along. You have walked through moments where logic failed, where plans collapsed, where silence became your only answer. But even there, you kept believing. That belief was not wasted. It was working in places your eyes couldn't see. Every moment of doubt you overcame was a seed of faith planted deeper in your spirit. Each time you chose to trust instead of fear, you built the foundation for what is coming. The universe doesn't move because of fear, it moves because of faith. The energy of faith bends reality. It shapes outcomes, it pulls miracles into existence. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, that energy begins to unfold. The invisible work of your endurance starts turning into visible results. The things that once seemed impossible will begin to shift quietly into place. Faith is not about control, it's about surrender. You do not need to understand every detail to move forward. You only need to keep walking, even when the path is dark. The light comes with the step, not before it. That's what you've been doing. Walking through the unknown, holding on to belief when evidence was nowhere to be found. That is what separates those who see change from those who wait for it. And now, tomorrow morning, 6th October, that unseen trust will be rewarded. The world will start to mirror the strength you carried within. Your faith has been your silent teacher. It has trained you to listen beyond noise, to stay calm in uncertainty, to see purpose in pain. Without realizing it, you have been mastering the art of patience. You've been learning how to believe without needing proof. That is spiritual maturity, the ability to trust the process even when you cannot trace it. And tomorrow morning, 6th October, that maturity opens the door to manifestation. Because when you stop needing signs, life starts giving them freely. You must understand that the waiting was never empty. It was a test of consistency. Faith that collapses under silence is not faith, it is convenience. True faith remains steady even when the outcome feels far. You've held that kind of faith. You've believed through seasons that tried to break you. You've continued walking when your heart said stop. And because of that, the energy is shifting in your favor now. Tomorrow morning, 6th of October, the reward for your unseen endurance begins to take form. This is not about luck, it is divine order. The universe has been aligning every delay, every detour, every denial to fit into the timing of your belief. Faith builds energy, and energy attracts creation. You have been manifesting quietly through trust, through surrender, through staying true to your vision. The moment your faith reached its peak, reality began to shift. That's why the days before this have felt heavy. It was the tension before breakthrough. The breakthrough starts to breathe tomorrow morning, 6th October. Faith teaches you to stop chasing and start aligning. You do not need to force what is already yours. You only need to hold your peace and let time unfold. The ones who trust do not panic when the ground shakes. They know it's part of the rebuilding. You have learned this strength. You no longer react to loss the same way. You no longer beg for understanding. You simply wait in certainty. And that certainty is the key that unlocks your blessings. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, the universe responds to that certainty. There is power in believing when nothing makes sense. Faith transforms confusion into clarity. It takes fear and turns it into fuel. It takes endings and turns them into beginnings. Every time you kept believing, even when everything around you said stop, you were declaring your authority over circumstance. That declaration did not go unheard. Tomorrow morning, 6 October, life begins to echo that declaration back to you through signs, synchronicities, and breakthroughs that feel divinely timed. Faith is not only a belief, it is an action. It's the quiet decision to rise again, to try again, to open your heart again. You have done that more times than you realize. And because of that, the energy has shifted from testing to fulfillment. Tomorrow morning, 6 October, marks the start of that fulfillment. You will begin to see evidence that all the waiting, all the trusting, all the unseen prayers have built something powerful. You will begin to feel that invisible bridge beneath your feet turning into solid ground. When there were moments when you almost gave up, but you didn't. That single choice, to hold on one more day, to believe one more time, has rewritten your story. You have crossed the threshold where faith no longer feels like effort, it feels like peace. That peace is the highest form of faith. When you can stay calm even in uncertainty, the universe recognizes your readiness. And that readiness is what calls forth what is yours. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, the first signs of that readiness will appear around you through unexpected peace, sudden clarity, or a moment that feels like destiny acknowledging you. Your journey has been about building trust, not in circumstances, but in yourself, in life, in the unseen order that holds everything together. You have learned to stand tall in storms and to keep walking in fog. You have learned to see delays as direction. That wisdom is what makes your faith unbreakable now. The universe mirrors unbreakable energy with unstoppable blessings. And as the sun rises tomorrow morning, 6th October, you will feel that reflection. You will feel that what you once prayed for is no longer distant, it is approaching. Faith was the bridge all along. You built it step by step, word by word, day by day. It carried you when nothing else could. Now it leads you into the morning that changes everything. Tomorrow morning, 6th October, that bridge delivers you to the place you were meant to reach, a place where fear cannot follow, where doubt cannot live, and where everything that belongs to you stands waiting, ready to return. Tomorrow morning, 6th of October, is not just another sunrise. It is the threshold between the person you were and the person you are about to become. Every dawn carries a message.